Rise and shine, YouTube. It's your boy Rise, and today, well, we got another Mousepad review for you. Now, stop what you're doing before you click off of this video because you might think it's going to be another boring Mousepad review. It's not. We got a few things to talk about before we even talk about the pad behind me. Okay? Now, if you've read the title, if you look at the thumbnail, you already know the mousepad that we're going to be talking about, and it's going to be the Kurosun Ninja Speed. And, well, I think it's probably the most overhyped pad on Twitter between every person that has reviewed the pad so far. We're going to talk about that. Oh, we're going to talk about that, all right. So I hope you're sitting up. I hope you're strapped in because I'm about to blow your mind, okay? When it comes to mouse pads, this is going to be the part that we need to talk about before I get into it, all right? So if you want to watch this, go for it. If you're still here, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel because I'm probably going to be the most raw reviewer that you're going to see on this channel. All right, in this scene, no free product is going to be based on anything, right? It's not going to change my opinion. Nothing that I get for free is ever going to be like, oh, 100% praise this pad, and let's go, buy it, use my affiliate link, ah! No, it's not going to be like that, and you already see reviewers that do that. You already do, and I know you do. When it comes to reviewing, you have to give your utmost honest opinion on a pad. All right, I don't care if it's going to be one that is a negative review, one that's going to be a highly praised review. All right, because we're reviewers. All right, we're not sellers. Most of us don't get paid for the reviews. Pretty much all of us don't. So there's no reason, right, unless you're pushing that affiliate link to the extreme, right? Right? And if you're doing that, stop. Stop right now. Now back to that talk. Mouse pads. There's 1,000+ different mouse pads on the market. Take Artisan, for example. There's 3 firmness levels. Mid, soft, extra soft. Each giving you a different feel and performance across the board. Artisan has different textures, right? Another performance thing that is changed based on the pad you buy. Now with pads, you got different surface speeds. Some of them are more balanced. Some of them are fast. Some of them are mud, where you just don't go anywhere. And you got a control level speed. When it comes to an individual's experience with a pad, whether it's a pro level gamer, a new M&K player, casual gamer, or other reviewers, it's going to be different. Your experience with a pad is going to be different from mine, and it could be the same exact pad. Now, the aspects that change that are if you have only your wrist on the pad, you might not put a lot of pressure down on your mouse because you're really only moving your wrist. If your full forearm is on the pad, you might put a little more pressure down on the pad, causing the mouse to feel a little slower than if someone only puts their wrist on the pad. That's a big, there's a lot of aspects with pads that make it feel different across the board depending on who is using that pad. If you have a heavy mouse, right, on the pad, especially if it's a control pad, it's going to feel slower than if you have a lighter mouse on that same control pad. It just will. The skates on your mouse pad are going to determine how a mouse pad feels. Some skates are thinner than others. Some skates are faster than others. Take the Corepad's Air versus the Corepad Control. Corepad's Air is geared towards a higher speed level of gameplay. Corepad's Control, geared to control. Both made from the same company, both are geared to 2 different experiences that could be on the same pad between person and person. Now, I'm using all these examples because I personally had a completely different experience with the pad sitting behind me, the Kurosun Ninja Speed. And, well, I need to talk about that because there's a lot of negatives about that pad that just want me to just never use the pad again. And that's honestly, that's the truth, right? So I hope you're sitting here with an open mind, right? I hope you learn a lot from this review. And I hope that you kind of go into reviews kind of looking at all different aspects, right? The mouse you use the skates that you use, the game style that is you, right? Because I'm talking to you as a consumer, right? To you as the person watching me tell you whether I like a pad or not. Because hell, you might like a pad that I absolutely can't stand. That's okay, all right? I'm just here to give you my experience. I'm here to inform you about different things that I found, and we're gonna go from there. So if you're still here, once again, hit that like, sub to this channel, because we are going deeper than ever on products, right? We are testing everything. We're testing different pads coming up, different mice coming up, and there's a lot, right? Our next review is going to be about the Viper Mini Signature Edition and the He 2 from Esports Tiger. Some pretty good stuff coming. So without further ado, let's go into the review. Yeah. All right. What you see before you is the Kurosun Ninja Speed from Kurosun. Now, right off the back, looking at the pad, it looks appeasing, right? The overall appearance catches the eye, and I like the appearance, honestly. The nice white on black on white detail, it's a good combo. I like it. But there's obvious issues with the pad that I'm going to be talking about right now that you really need to know as my viewer, right? Because I'm here to give you 100% non-BS, 100% non-biased review on anything that I really do get, because that's not how you're supposed to review stuff. When it comes to this pad, there's multiple reviews that don't point out the obvious negatives of this pad. So let's dig into it. First, we're going to talk about the stitching. Now, when you look at it, you think, oh, great, this stitching looks amazing. It's going to feel great. I cannot wait. It is not amazing, and it doesn't feel great. Unless you're in wrist aimer and you don't feel the stitching at all. So when you brush your fingers along this pad, it almost kind of feels like it's a zipper, right? Like the teeth of a zipper. And the stitching on this pad is slightly raised over the surface. So as an arm aimer, personally, this whole review is going to be based on my whole experience, all right? So your experience might be completely different from mine, so please keep in mind that. When it comes to this, though, if I'm vertically tracking, if I'm trying to go up and over to track an Octane hitting his jump pad, if you're playing Overwatch and you are trying to hit a Mercy, you hit that flick on a Mercy in the air, or you're a Cassidy trying to hit those nice headshots, you're in Kovacs Aim Labs, and you're trying to get those nice in-air reads, and you're an arm aimer, you're going to feel the stitching, no matter what. And it's not a pleasant, it's a more hard, kind of sharp feeling stitching on the pad. Now, I was told that the stitching is supposed to soften up over time, but I'm not sure on that time period. I put about a week and a few days on this pad, and it hasn't softened up yet, and I don't know when it will. Now, when it comes to the base on this pad, the base is pretty nice, but honestly, I wish they used something other than Alpha Cell. I don't know what it is, and I'll talk about it with the surface, but right off the back, I don't think Alpha Cell is the most consistent base based on the surface that you use. The surface, or the base, is nice and sticky. It doesn't move. And the overall thinness of the pad, I actually really like the thinness of it. And now let's kind of dig into the overall surface feel. Now, day one of getting this pad, you'll kind of catch up when I go through the days of using this. I think that every reviewer should have used this for about a week plus straight to really feel that little break-in, because there is a break-in period for this pad. When it comes to overall surface glide on day one, it felt phenomenal. I loved it. I was like, holy crap, this pad feels great. And then you get to day 4 and 5. From my experience, That's when I started being like, this pad really doesn't, what is going on with this pad, right? What am I feeling? Why does this pad feel slower? And then I got into the thing of, is it the heat from using this pad over and over and over? Is it humidity? I live in a very, very humid state, probably one of the most humid states in the country. And my room, it gets really hot because I have a shit ton of lights. And I am constantly using like one part of the pad over the other. So I don't know. It could be a combination of every single one, making the pad feel a lot slower. Or it could be something else. No idea. Another thing with this pad is moisture and oils from your skin. Now, this was prominent on day one. The oils of your skin like to just kind of sit on the pad and don't go anywhere. Now, I think the whole reason why this pad breaks down and feels inconsistent is the actual surface itself. Because to me, I think the surface is so finely stitched, so closely stitched, that it has nowhere, no breathing room, that it has nowhere to dissipate any moisture or for the oils to move off the pad. Because I did try wiping the pad down multiple times, microfiber cloth. Oils are still there. While you don't see them, I'm going to show you another angle where you will see them. This is a picture I took that I was kind of looking at the pad one day, and I was like, wow, that is really dirty. And I had to take a picture to save for later, for this moment right now. If you can see, all right here is where pretty much my arm rests, sometimes where I swipe, all of that. This whole area here. And well, right now, that is some of the slower parts of the pad. And like I said, I've constantly wiped the pad down with a microfiber cloth, everything. It just doesn't do anything. I don't know if you're supposed to clean this pad every single time you get oils on it, but you're going to be cleaning this pad a lot if you choose to. And I do think that oils slow down the mouse because, I mean, it's a foreign object on a pad that comes into play with the friction of the skates and everything that just makes it feel inconsistent over the whole experience of the pad itself. So it is disappointing. Like I'm really kind of disappointed that I don't love this pad, right? Because I have used the prototype. Now the prototype had a mid base, which I wish that they used over this Alpha Cell. Because honestly, I think Alpha Cell is kind of crap, right? I think that it contributes to the inconsistencies of pads. And I kind of felt the same way when I used a P51 Mustang. That pad felt really inconsistent to me. When I used a prototype, since it was on a mid base, the surface speed felt a lot quicker. I felt like the base kind of met the surface really kind of in the middle, while even though the surface did still pick up oils from my skin, I felt it more consistent than what this pad is currently. It is truly kind of a downer because while I'm not trying to shit on this pad at all, I'm not trying to just be a complete negative Nancy on this pad. It's just what it is, right? Speed-wise, on this Viper Mini SE with the thin skates, especially here, this doesn't feel like a speed pad. It truly doesn't. And when you label something speed, it needs to be consistent. It needs to be speed for longer than a week, right? Because you have to put into play the consumer's environment, humid, heat, how they play. Like a company should be making pads for the whole audience, right? And it should be consistent for every single user. based on their environment, and that should all kind of be put into play. And that's just my mindset on, like, if I were to make a pad, right? If I were to make something like this, one, I would use a different surface, because also with this, it kind of has a sticky feeling to it. Like, it kind of want to keeps your hand on the pad, right? When it comes to, like, if you've ever sat on a leather chair and you get up, you kind of have that nice slick sound. You kind of get that on it, but you don't hear it in the mic, obviously, because it's not as prominent as a leather chair, as a lazy boy, right? If you kind of put a little pressure on it, you get that same sound, and you get a tiny bit of stickiness on your skin. And that also plays a role. If you're here for a long time, right? If you're in the same position, your arm starts to kind of get a little moisture on it, your palm, you might feel that little bit of stickiness to it on your skin, which also isn't enjoyable. So what I would do with this pad is go back to a mid base, figure out how to put the surface on a mid base, or use a completely different surface overall, because I think a different surface that has the same smoothness to it, right, would be a lot better than what this one is. Honest opinion right now. The stitching, go with the stitching that is below the surface, so you have no issues with anybody arm aiming that feel the hardness of this pad at all. And just, I don't know, I would re-look at the whole kind of what they did with this pad, because in its current state, I wouldn't consider this a speed pad, and it is what it is. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you so much for watching this video, right? If you're hurt about some of the things that I said, honestly, I mean, I don't care, right? I'm here to kind of bring light to different things that a lot of people don't talk about, and there are really good reviewers in this scene, right? Now, this isn't directed towards anybody, what I'm about to say, right? I know that this company is going to be using affiliate codes, right? I know there is going to be affiliate codes with this company. I was already told that I'm not going to be a part of it because I'm bad for business, because of my beliefs. It is what it is. I can care less. Whatever, right? I'm not NDA'd. I didn't sign anything, so I can say whatever the hell I want. When it comes to affiliate codes, I think people pushed this pad to get it out the door, to get that nice hype for when affiliate codes kind of do drop for this company. So one, they can keep getting free stuff. Two, they get revenue from the people that use their codes. And as long as you're hyping up a product to the point of people buying it, yeah, they'll use a code. Now for me, I'm not going to main this pad. It's going to go probably in a box, and I'll probably ship it off to somebody to try, because I'm not going to use it probably anymore. I'm not. I have the Heat 2 from Esports Tiger that I'll show you right now. This pad is something that I really like. I think it has a more consistent glide. I think it has way better. I think the stitching feels better. I don't mind that it has a little textured surface. I don't. And this pad does not cost as much as the Kurosun, which the Kurosun is going to be around $49.99. So yeah, when it comes to everything about this pad, affiliate links like I was talking about before I got carried away. Please, 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 if you are a reviewer and you're pushing products just to get your affiliate link out there, if you have that mindset of just pushing really hyped up positive reviews just to get free stuff from that company, you are being dishonest, not only with yourself, but with the viewers watching your videos. So you're at this point, you're basically lying to the viewers that are watching it because you're not really giving an honest review. For me, I can care less what people think, what companies think, what anybody thinks about a review that I put out there or anything I put out there, because I'm going to be me and I'm going to tell people what needs to be said about certain products. That is how it is supposed to be. And at the end of the day, if I like something, if you don't like something, okay, whatever, right? If you like something and I don't like something, okay, whatever. Like, we all experience different things in different ways, but there's also a point of experiencing a product and just completely looking over different things and saying things and just, I don't know. I felt like there was a lot of bias in the community about this pad that kind of needs to stop in general, because I don't care if it's a company owner that you're friends with, that you're personal friends with. I don't care if it's your best friend or your father making products. I don't even care if it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your dog. Get the product and be completely honest with yourself and your viewer. Please. Right? Please. That was my little vent, my little kind of needed to bring that out, bring it to light, because there's a lot of things behind closed doors in the reviewer scene in the mouse and mouse community that will just kind of point you away from buying different products from different people. So just go in it. If you're a gamer, if you're a PC gamer watching this review, any mouse pad that you want to try, go ahead and pick it up. Right? Even if you watch multiple reviews, if you watch a review that you don't like, if you watch a review you do like, at the end of the day, pick the product up and use it for yourself. No reviewer is going to be the ultimate end-all, be-all to any product, because their views and their opinions on a product are probably going to be completely different than what you see. For example, my hands. Small hands. I have different opinions on different mice than other people. The way I game, I have different reviews, such as this one, on mouse pads than a lot of different people. So go in it with an open mind. Go into buying products with an open mind. Test it, use it, enjoy it, or don't enjoy it. It's all up to you. But once again, I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I love you guys. And if you sub, if you liked, you're the real OG, right? You the guys that comment, ask questions, really motivate me to put more content out there, because it shows growth and it shows that people are actually watching some of the videos. And I appreciate you guys. So at the end of the day, rise up, God bless, stay blessed. I hope everybody has a great night. Yeah.